Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast episode focusing on how sport in Northern Ireland is bridging divides in the post-conflict community. Hi, my name's Laura and I'm a third year War Studies and History student at King's College London.
And I'm Molly, I'm a postgraduate student at King's College London as well, and I'm studying Terrorism, Security and Society MA.
So the reason why I chose this internship is, having written for the King's student newspapers, I saw this as a perfect opportunity to apply what I'd been learning at university to writing in a journalistic style.
And up till now I've only had experience in academic writing, so digital journalism appealed to me, a chance to expand my writing skills into a different format, and the focus on post-conflict communities is a field I'm really passionate about and hope to continue researching in the future. Laura and I chose to study the post-conflict Northern Ireland because we have familial connections to the country, and so observing these positive transformations in the post-conflict landscape of Northern Ireland was really important to us on a personal level.
The Northern Ireland Troubles began in the late 1960s, rooted in long-standing sectarian tensions that had existed for centuries before. Unionists, mostly Protestants, identify as British and support Northern Ireland staying in the UK, while nationalists, largely Catholics, see themselves as Irish and advocate for a united Ireland. After Ireland was partitioned in 1921, the North remained part of the UK, while the South gained independence. The conflict ended officially with the Good Friday Agreement, but tensions still remain. I zoomed in to look at the organisation Peace Players. It was founded in 2001 and helps over 2,000 youth each year aged 9 to 25. The organisation uses basketball as a tool to create the next generation of peace builders. Peace Players emphasises that, despite the end of the Troubles, communities in Northern Ireland remain highly segregated in nearly all aspects of life. For instance, around 93% of young people attend segregated schools, leaving limited opportunities to develop cross-community relationships and increasing the risk of sectarian violence re-emerging.
So Laura, how has this campaign specifically helped the post-conflict landscape in Northern Ireland on a grassroots level?
So, by fostering cross-community connections and mutual understanding from an early age, this initiative builds the groundwork for a more united and harmonious future. Encouraging the next generation to move beyond religious and political divides is essential for a more prosperous future in Northern Ireland. By fostering a mindset that transcends these affiliations, the new generation can help build a more united Ireland and society.
Do you think you could go into a little bit more detail on the specific projects that Peace Players has in place?
Yeah, so Peace Players offers a range of programmes to build connections at all levels. For younger children, the primary school twinning programme pairs a mostly Catholic school with a predominantly Protestant school for a 90-minute session within school time. By interacting and working together from an early age, children form friendships and learn to connect across traditional divides. At an older level, the Coaches Development Programme trains young leaders to run sessions and mentor younger kids, for example, the primary school twinning programme. This not only strengthens their leadership skills, but also helps them bring young children together and inspire the next generation.
And building on Laura's research, I looked on a slightly broader level of these peace-building initiatives. I looked on the international scale, specifically at how the Irish Rugby Football Union's Vodafone campaign, called The Team of Us, was so successful in bridging these divides in post-conflict Northern Ireland. The campaign launched in mid-2016 and it had the slogan, "We're all in." Rugby in Ireland has always been a really unifying sport, with the national team including players from the north and the south of Ireland. And during the Troubles, specifically, it was very unifying because Irish rugby players could compete together regardless of the sectarian divisions in the country. And players recount that during this time, all that mattered was wearing the jersey, and so rugby has continued to have a really inclusive legacy.
So, Molly, how has this campaign specifically impacted the post-conflict community and landscape in Northern Ireland?
Yeah, so it's fostered community resilience and a sense of togetherness and unity regardless of where the players or the fans are from. And from my own experience watching the Irish rugby team play, I've definitely felt this positive form of patriotism firsthand. It encourages a loyalty to a sport rather than to a political allegiance. which in practice reduces these divisions and fulfills these really important human needs. And like your research, Laura, it encourages this integration of communities in Northern Ireland and emphasises finding this middle ground.
So you mentioned how this initiative helps fulfil human needs, such as connection and understanding. How do you think that IRFU will continue to sustain the positive impact of this campaign?
Well, Vodafone have recently extended their contract with the IRFU until 2028, so we can hope to see future unifying campaigns like this one. And rugby as a sport and its fan base is only continuing to grow, and so the impact of these initiatives will only continue to strengthen in the future, which signals the success of the peacebuilding process in Northern Ireland.
So, to summarise, we have looked at how sport has transformed communities on a grassroots level firstly, ensuring that connections are formed at a young age in order to continue rebuilding the post-conflict community in Northern Ireland. We have looked at peace players in particular to show how these changes are being made. We've also looked at the IRFU National Team of Us campaign, which plays into the unifying sport of rugby in Northern Ireland. We have attached the link to both of these websites, so be sure to check out the important work that they are doing.
Hopefully this podcast has been informative for you all, and please read our article at Arts for Refugees. Big thank you to Zufi and BizJuice for allowing us to highlight these positive transformations in post-conflict Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.